Welcome to YIC Yoga Instructor course approved by Vivekananda Yoga Ansandhana Samstha, Bangalore. Let's start today's session. We will just start with 3 Oms.
योगा 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 आओ मेरे दोस्तों हम अपनाए योगा.
So, yoga is nothing but a process of personality development where an individual goes from the more animalistic nature to the spiritualistic nature. So, the hidden inner personality of the man, whatever the hidden personality, by practicing these yogic practices, he brings or he attains the mastery over the body, his mind, his intellectual as well as the emotional faculties. That is a very powerful tool to manifest those personalities in him. For example, most animalistic nature or the man is a slave of 6 things, that is 6 things which is present in your personality. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada and Matsarya. These are nothing but the 6 major enemies of the man which makes him slave to the universe. He should always go to the upper level. From lower level, a person should always go from the lowest animalistic features to the highest spirituality manifestation. To achieve this one, he should win all these 6 major enemies. So, Kama is nothing but the intense desire. Krodha is the anger. Lobha is the miserliness. Moha is the infatuation. Madaha is arrogance, whereas the Matsarya is the jealousy. This diminishes the faculty of the mind. Faculty is nothing but the dimensions of the mind. The mind would be going through so many processes. With these 6 things, the man will become slavery to these. When the man becomes slavery to this, he won't be able to gain control on what he is doing, and at last he will be going into the karma cycle, birth, death, birth, death. So he should come out of this. This has been recognized by the great scientists as well as the greatest philosophers who have not hesitated to take the path of yoga in spite they have been pioneers in engineering and science. So they have taken yoga itself is a science. So they have proved that with the help of yoga, they can accomplish an all-round personality by solving all the problems, the worldly problems which a man is facing, because of which he is not able to get happiness. So yoga helps from bhoga to yoga. So yogic practices helps to go from bhoga is nothing but always going in depth of pleasures. Once he knows the depth of these pleasures, once he know how to get out from this, it is a pit of pleasures. When man is in humanistic nature, he always wants to go into pleasure, he always wants to enjoy. So when he goes and takes the help of yoga, he can go from bhoga to yoga. Yoga is nothing but unition of himself to the supremacy. So how to win these 6 enemies? There comes the Taittiriya Upanishad Pancha Kosha. For this one, yoga has already given a solution. That is, we should know how the personality is existing. I mean, how our body exists. What are the different versions of the different layers which are present in your body? When we know all these different layers which are present in the body, then we can attain the higher self, that is the bliss. Let us know the Pancha Kosha. So, this Pancha Kosha was presented in Taittiriya Upanishad. So, this Pancha Kosha is nothing but 5 layers of the body. I would like to share the image. So, this Taittiriya Upanishad has presented this Pancha Kosha Viveka. This is known as Pancha Kosha Dharana or Pancha Kosha Viveka. So, if you visualize this, these are the 5 sheaths. Sheath is nothing but a layer for Anantaru. So, our body is manifested with 5 layers. The first and foremost layer, the outer layer, which everybody can see with their naked eye, is known as the Annamaya Kosha. Then comes the Pranamaya Kosha, which resides inside the Annamaya Kosha. Then comes the Manonmaya Kosha. Then Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then Anandamaya Kosha. We will go through this each kosha one by one. So, Annamaya Kosha, if you see about this Annamaya Kosha, Anna is nothing but the food which we take. Food is nothing but the basic thing from where we evolve, a person evolves from food and he dissolves in food. Human gets birth from food itself, from earth. Mattito puttamu, mattilone manam chanipotam. So that solid, that earth is nothing but the anna, that is the food. This anna is nothing but an aspect of physical personality. The one which you can see, physical level means which you can see with your body has structure, it has some organs, every organ has some duty, hands would be seen, legs will be seen. So this Annamaya Kosha is nothing but which is prepared of the Pancha Bhutas, Pancha Mahabhutas. So the Pancha Mahabhutas are nothing but the earth, Prithvi, water is nothing but the Jala, fire is nothing but the Agni, wind is the Vayu, and the space is the Akasha. So whatever the physical aspect which you are seeing, the outer layer of the body gets nourished with the food which we are taking. This food is prepared, or our body is prepared from the Pancha Mahabhutas. So these Pancha Mahabhutas are usually nourished in the sense they get, if you are not taking food, automatically you can see that your skin will start shrinking. You can see noticeable differences in your skin. So if you are taking good food, if you are taking good nutrients, then what happens? Your body will be nourished. If you are not taking good food, you will be seen like an ill person. So Pancha Mahabhutas gets nourished with the food which we are taking. So to make ourselves physical layer, or to strengthen ourselves physically, we need to take good food. Second layer is known as the Pranamaya Kosha, the inner layer, second layer. Physical layer is the one which we can see, inner layer is the Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya, Prana. Prana is nothing but the basic of the universe. How do you identify a person is alive or not? So as soon if a person collapses, what you will do? You will go and touch your finger near his nostrils. Why do you do that? You want to check whether his breath is present or not. If he is able to inhale and exhale, that means if he is able to inhale and exhale, you will say prana mundi. I mean that life is there. If you are not able to sense the warmer thing, that means when we inhale and exhale, we can sense the cooler and warmer breath. If there is no warmness near your finger of that particular body, you can say pranam ledu. No life is there. So prana is nothing but the basic life force which is present inside our body. If that prana is not there, the person has been died. That means the body doesn't have any life. What do you mean by life? Life is nothing but which makes us to live in this world, which is nothing but the Chaitanya which has made us to move through this world. This prana again is divided into 5 pranas, 5 upapranas, that are 10 pranas are there. That means if we go into deeper, for example, if you see here, this Udana Vayu, it always acts in the upward direction. Udana Vayu is nothing but it is in blue color. If you see from throat to the upper part, this Vayu acts. So upward movement. Next is the prana movement. So this prana movement, this prana is located from your heart region up to the throat region. And next comes the Samana Vayu. The Samana Vayu, it is located at your navel region or the abdomen region. Then comes the Apana Vayu. This Apana Vayu is located below the abdomen up to your genital parts. Whereas the Vyana Vayu, that is nothing but which is present all throughout your body. Now let's see what are the main functions of each and every Vayu. So these are the 5 Vayus. So prana is divided into 5, out of which one is Udana, second one is prana, third one is samana, fourth one is nothing but the apana, and the fifth one is vyana. So if we discuss first about the Udana Vayu or Udana Prana, this is acted upwards, as I said. It is related to the throat and facial region, and this Vayu is helpful for vomitings. I mean, when the air is coming up, vomitings, belching, throat. There are some functions, involuntary functions. All these involuntary functions are taken care by the Udana Vayu. Whereas, if we discuss about the Apana Vayu, this Apana Vayu is helpful for the elimination of wastages of our body. Whatever food we have taken, to eliminate that the food or gas, intoxic material, wastages, everything, whatever which we want to send out from our body, Apana Vayu takes care. Now let us discuss about the Samana Vayu. Samana Vayu is responsible for the digestion. So the food which we are taking, this Samana Vayu helps to digest that food and it extract the nutrients from the food which we have taken. Then comes the Prana Vayu. Prana Vayu is responsible for our inhale and exhale. So you need to remember the important functions of this. The last one was the Vyana Vayu. Vyana Vayu is responsible for the circulation of the blood through the entire body. For example, moving our hands, moving our legs. So the movement which is present in your body is taken care by the Vyana Vayu. The same thing have been explained here. Apana is responsible for the elimination, for the reproduction of the body, and it is responsible for the urinary and excretory tract, that is outward. Prana Vayu is responsible for the absorption of the air, that is breathe in and breathe out, that is resulting from the thoracic cavity. Samana Vayu is responsible for the digestion, and the time between inhalation and exhalation, nothing but whatever the air which we are taking, that helps to do this digestion. Udana Vayu is nothing but responsible for the upward direction. Vyana Vayu is the blood circulation energy. And if we go through 5 other Upapranas are there, let me show that. So we have already discussed about Udana, the Prana, Samana, Apana and the Vyana. So what are the 5 other Upapranas are nothing but the Devadatta is present in between your eyelids. Kirkira is present near to your nostril. It is helpful for sneezing. And Naga is responsible for belching, painful ravadaniki. And then Dhananjaya would be present here for the movements. So Naga Prana is helpful for burping, stretching, salivation, hiccups. Kurma is responsible for the movement of the eyelids and the size of the iris to control the intensity of the light. Kirkira is responsible for sneezing, coughing. Devadatta for yawning and sleep. Dhananjaya is responsible for the pelgam and then provides nourishments, and it is the one that is the Vayu which goes after our body's death. Once we attain death, Dhananjaya is the last Vayu which goes out from our body. So these are the 5 main pranas and the 5 upapranas. Now comes the Manomaya Kosha, or it is also responsible, or it is also known as the mind layer. It is the mind, Manaha. Manaha is nothing but the mind. Mind is the source of each and everything. Mind is the source of the agony. Mind is the source of happiness. Mind is the source of pleasure. Mind is the source of sorrow. If we are able to control our mind, everything will be in control. And this mind is very closely related to the physical body. All the patterns of thinking, attitudes, belief, everything exists from our Manha itself. So how a person is thinking, his personality, how his attitude has been characterized, what are the beliefs, like everyone have some beliefs, so which dharma he is following, which belief he is very prevalent, how he is taking each and every action. So all these things are related to the Manaha. So fixed way of thinking, rigid responses, these are all root cause from our emotional responses from Pranamaya Kosha and Annamaya Kosha. And when these emotions, everybody has emotions because of the way we think. So these emotions, they would become powerful and they start governing our actions, and this leads to imbalances, which is called as Adi or stress. So all the diseases, as we discussed in one of the class, whatever the disease, uneasiness comes from stress. So the root cause of any disease or any stress, it starts from our mind. Adi is the starting point. Adi Parashakti. Adi Parashakti is nothing but she is the root. So Adi is the start. So all our emotions or all our thinking patterns, they start from our mind. So this is the place. The first one who gets affected with disease is the mind, or because of mind thinking, we will start getting diseases. So if a chinta means worriness. If our mind starts worrying about something and this worriness is for a long time, it will start into Vyadi. From Adi, the stress converts into Vyadi. So all the Vyadis are pushed from Manonmaya Kosha to the Pranamaya Kosha, and from Pranamaya Kosha it's seen in the Annamaya Kosha. So a direct operation, that means once we are able to stabilize the mind, if we are able to stabilize the mind, then prana will be in control. If the prana is in control, the physical body will be in control. So to control this mind, we need to start doing dharana, that is nothing but the concentration of the mind, followed by lengthy dharana, that is known as dhyana, and then that is longer duration. From dhyana, we will go to samadhi. So, if we sum up about the Manonmaya Kosha or the Manomaya Kosha is nothing but a layer which helps in becoming Adi, that means making stable, or Vyadi. So, if you want to have Vyadi, or that means Vyadis or Adis, everything gets started from the Manomaya Kosha. If you are able to keep your Manomaya Kosha healthy, then you won't be able to see any kind of Vyadis into our body. And again, these Vyadis are divided into two parts, Sara Vyadi and Samanya Vyadi. We will be discussing later. Next comes the Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is also known as the wisdom layer. This is the layer which discusses about the intellect and the knowledge. Every person during his lifetime, he goes through so many experiences, he interacts with so many people. After interacting with the society, after interacting with the people in his family or outside, he starts gaining knowledge. So this knowledge will help him to decide how to act and what to decide, what to do, what not to do. So the Vijnana Maya is nothing but knowledge. So this knowledge layer helps every person to gain knowledge and to decide what to do and what not to do. And usually Vijnanamaya Kosha is said to be at a higher level. Not everyone will be able to access their Vijnanamaya Kosha. If you are able to practice some of the yogic practices, then you can make your Vijnanamaya Kosha 100% healthy. That is your subconscious mind. You should be able to access your subconscious mind. In general, only we are using, every human being uses only 20% of their mind. They don't use their entire subconscious mind. So if you are able to make all the three layers healthy, that is physical layer, prana layer, manomaya kosha, then you can make your Vijnanamaya Kosha healthy. Why do we need to make our Vijnanamaya Kosha healthy? So if we know which is good, which is bad, when to react, when to respond, how to take a situation positive or negative, what is the effect of your action, that is the karma. If you do one action or one thing, what is the effect of that one, what is the cause of that reaction? If you are able to identify, then you can remove the ignorance which is present in your mind. If you are able to remove the ignorance of the mind, nothing but you are removing sorrows from your body. Simple story. So what is this intellect? How intellect will help? So there was a restaurant where a couple was sitting and having some dining. They have asked the waiter to get them some food, and a lady was sitting with his husband. The waiter was bringing some food. When the waiter was keeping the plate, when he was about to serve the plate in front of the lady, a cockroach from some place, a cockroach came and dropped on her plate while the waiter was serving. As soon as this lady started the cockroach, she was behaving in a very psychic way. She was so much afraid. She was scared of cockroach. She moved. She tried to fly away all the vessels. She removed the plate and she was screaming like anything. In few seconds, it was just 1 or 2 seconds, the entire table got dirty. All the people were choked who were having their dinner at that particular restaurant, and the waiter was he was awestruck. His husband was thinking what to do now. Everyone was in a blank state. What is happening? They could not understand. The other person, one person was sitting in the opposite table. He was just having a look. So he was seeing the entire incident. He just came there And then he removed the cockroach which was present at the corner of the table. He removed the cockroach and then threw it away. So here if you see, two persons have reacted in two different ways. The lady, after seeing the cockroach, she acted in a very bad manner. She doesn't know how to react to that situation. She just reacted. She doesn't know what to do. Whereas the other person who saw what was happening, he understood that by mistake a cockroach has been came. If you are afraid, you should know what is good, what is bad. He just removed the cockroach and removed. There was no chaos, there was no problem. Everyone was happy. So there are these two mentalities or these two reactions. If you see, we should be able to know what is good in your life. If some problems comes into your life, analyze the problem. If you know the solution for that problem, try to act with that solution, execute that solution. So suppose you have an exam, you are very much afraid how to write that exam because you have not studied. So the solution one is, at least you get prepared for the first two chapters. From first two chapters, 30 to 40% marks will be there. Sit in one place, start reading the first unit, start reading the second unit. You are done. If you are preparing for 2 units, you will definitely write the exam, you will get passed. You should get that confidence. You should know how to execute that solution. By chance, if you are not knowing how to do, and if you are thinking of how I will write the exam the next day, I don't know anything, all this semester I have not studied anything, how to write the exam. If you start thinking nervous, and if you have not used that one day and one night before the exam, you will definitely fail in the exam. So the lesson of the story is, so if you are facing any problem, you should know with your knowledge what to do, what not to do, how to react, how to respond. It is not that you should take without any action. You should definitely take an action. Without action, we won't be able to. Every person has to do some action. Whether the result of that action would be a good or bad, but you should take the action. To take that action, you should know which is good and which is bad. If you are unable to know which is good and which is bad, you will be always in suffering. You don't know what to do in your life. You will be always thinking, I am bad. God is not helping me. All the people around, they are not thinking about me. They're just doing their own thing. These people are selfish. You will start going through chinta. So many things you will start thinking. So all those things will be stopped when you know which is good and which is bad. The same thing has been explained here. Buddhi is nothing but the quality of the discrimination which comes after knowledge, after the removal of the ignorance. This is the only ability which is present in the human beings. Buddhi is not there in animals. Buddhi is present only in the human beings. So we should be able to make our buddhi, sad buddhi, not durbuddhi. Make your buddhi good. Sad buddhi should be there. It is also, this is the layer which will help us to understand, to foresee telepathy. Telepathy in the sense, some people, they usually, while they are talking, they will say, I have got sixth sense. I have foreseen what is going to happen next. You might be thinking in scenarios. So this Vijnanamaya Kosha is usually the one thing which guides the Manomaya Kosha to get the mastery over the basic instincts. And Vijnanamaya Kosha is the one which sometimes guides the Manomaya Kosha on the thoughts. Manomaya Kosha is nothing but thinking, how a person thinks, what to do, what not to do. So this Vijnanamaya Kosha, if you are having good intellect knowledge, and if you have learned knowledge related to all the things, that means which is good, which is bad, so many other attributes, other dimensions of our thinking, this Vijnanamaya Kosha would guide in the Manonmaya Kosha. So the removal of ignorance. Removal of ignorance. Ignorance is nothing but, so as I was explaining, if a person is walking on the road, he should know how to walk properly. How to walk properly in the sense, he should know the rules of following on the walking path on the road. He should not walk on the right side. There are some rules while we are walking. He should walk only on the left side. He should have some space while walking. He should not go and bump into another person. And if he is crossing the road, there are some rules. So all these rules, Ajnanam, he should know what is correct, what is wrong. That Ajnanam, that ignorance should be removed. That is only possible with the help of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So if a person is very good at Vijnanamaya layer, then he will be able to talk with God also. Talk with God in the sense, it's not about physically God will come, we will be talking with him. You can sense, yes, there is some supernatural power. There is some cosmic power which exists behind me. I am not the entire universe. There is one thing which is guiding the entire universe. Entire humanity is running, and there is one person or there is one thing which is moving this entire universe, and I should bow my head and I should remove all the ignorance and reach the supreme being. This would come only if we are able to make our Vijnanamaya Kosha healthy. To do our Vijnanamaya Kosha healthy and to remove the faults in Vijnanamaya Kosha, we should every day start listening spiritual discourses, and also if needed counseling should be done. Counseling in the sense, these are not the simple practices. Counseling with the philosophers, counseling with the higher people who know how to reach the God's path. So these people, if you are regularly interacting with them, the association with the spiritual people will make your Vijnanamaya Kosha more healthy. A person who are in the middle of all good people, automatically that good scent in between the flowers will come to you. Whereas if you are going and staying in a gutter in the sense, if you are going and staying in a place where foul smell is coming, automatically your body will be smelling very foul. So decide your path. You want to become illuminated, you want to spread fragrance, then go and associate with good people. If you want to always suffer, then go and associate with normal people. It depends upon you how to associate yourself. When you start good association, automatically all the layers in your body will be becoming healthy. Now let's go to the other layer, that is the last layer, the bliss layer known as Anandamaya Kosha. Ananda, nothing exists in this layer, only Ananda. So while coming to Ananda, before knowing Anandamaya, so we know that there are dualities. Everywhere there is duality. Duality ante opposites. If there is good, there is bad. If there is female, there is male. If there is day, there is night. If there is hot, if there is cold. So two opposites will be there. Even the magnet will have two opposites. Even the electricity has two opposites. A person who knows how to act when there is good and when there is bad, that means a person should not move or should not change his reaction based upon positive, based upon negative. He should be untouchable with the effect of positive and negative. Then he will be in constant blissful, constant Anandamaya Kosha. అంటే దీనికి ఒకే చిన్న లైన్ లో ఎలా చెప్పొచ్చు అంటే, మంచి వచ్చినా చెడు వచ్చినా ఏదొచ్చినా మనిషిలో ఏ మాత్రము తపన కానీ, ఏ మాత్రం బాధ కానీ, ఏ మాత్రం సంతోషం అనేది చేంజ్ అవ్వకూడదు. అతను ఎప్పుడు తన మనసుని ఒకటేలా పెట్టుకోగలగాలి. హీ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ రియాక్టింగ్ ఇన్ ఎ వెరీ కాన్స్టెంట్ వే, యూనిఫామ్ వే. వెన్ దిస్ వుడ్ హ్యాపెన్, ఎప్పుడు జరుగుతుంది? వెన్ దిస్ వుడ్ హ్యాపెన్ అంటే, సంతోషం వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎగిరి గంతేసి ప్రామిసెస్ చేసి నేను ఇది గొప్ప అది గొప్ప చెప్పుకోవడము. బాధ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎప్పుడు బాధపడుతూ ఇది ఈ కష్టం నాకే ఎందుకు వచ్చింది, పగవాడికి ఎందుకు రాలేదు, నేనేం తప్పు చేశానని చింతల్లో మునిగిపోవడము. అలా కాకుండా మంచి వచ్చినా నలుగురికి మంచి అవ్వాలి, చెడు వచ్చినా నాలో ఏ తప్పు ఉంది నేను దాన్ని కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి అనే స్టేట్ కి రాగలగాలి. హౌ దిస్ ఇస్ పాసిబుల్? when you know, when your intellect is working properly. Intellect in the sense, you should have attained the jnana, knowledge, good knowledge and bad knowledge. There is no bad knowledge at all, but the essence of the knowledge should be taken good. Whatever the knowledge you have gained, you should get the essence of that knowledge. If you have got good intellect, then you will react same in positive as well as in negative scenario. When you are able to do that, when you have come up to that stage, then the person will be always been Ananda. And this is nothing but a state of complete silence, state of perfect harmony. There are no problems in your mind, no chinta in your mind. Then when you are in this perfect state, your body will be in perfect health. This is also known as the highest manifestation of the individual, which is also the highest stage of evolution. This is the last layer, and it is very difficult to attain this one. Last layer out of the 5 layers, Pancha Koshas. This is the last layer and very difficult layer. So if you need to attain that perfect health and to have your Anandamaya Kosha, all the other layers should work in perfect harmony. That is the resultant drive. When this is possible, this is only possible if the bija samskara in your body. Bija is nothing but the seed. So every person has some inherent expressions in the sense where they usually behave in the same way. Some people, they have some pattern of actions, pattern of reactions. So this pattern of actions and pattern of reactions are nothing but the samskaras. And the సంస్కారం అంటే వాళ్ళు ఎలా బిహేవ్ చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళ యాక్షన్ ఏంటి అనేది ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు. సో దిస్ సంస్కారాస్ would be started at some previous birth also, not in this life, some other previous birth. That bijam, that seed must have been laid in some other birth. So all that bija samskaras, if you are able to remove that bija samskaras, then you can attain to the Anandamaya Kosha. So this is only possible if all the 4 layers are very healthy, and in general this is the very difficult layer which I have said. So if some people in this birth they can reach up to manomaya layer healthy. Some people physical layer they will be healthy, but pranic level they may not be that much healthy. Some people they would reach to second layer healthy, but third layer they won't be healthy. Some people they will reach up to 4th stage. Some people in few births also they won't go to the 5th layer. Then కొన్ని జన్మల దాకా కూడా ఆనందమయ కోశకి వెళ్ళలేకపోతారు. 4th లేయర్ దాకానే వాళ్ళు హ్యాపీనెస్ అనేది అచీవ్ చేయగలుగుతారు, కానీ ఆ 5th లేయర్ దాకా వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళలేరు. చాలా ట్రై చేస్తారు, అవ్వకుండా ఉంటది. అంత మాత్రాన మీరు చేసిన ఎఫర్ట్ ఊరికే పోదు. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ బీన్ ట్రయింగ్ టు గో టు దట్ ఆనందమయ కోశ, all those things will be carried to your next birth, and in the next birth if you are able to do some yogic practices with the help of some gurus, then definitely you can reach to the Anandamaya Kosha layer. This is usually in SVAYSA they recommend us to do with the help of mantras like Om chanting, etc.